everybody. I just wanted to make this heart opening video for you just as an offering. It's just going to be about 15 minutes of opening up our chest, a little bit of twisting, and really tapping into that heart space, that cave of the heart. Sorry, there was just a noise going on over there. I was just making sure they weren't pulling up my driveway. So I'm glad that you joined me here today. As you get yourself comfortable, maybe you've got a mat and maybe you don't. That's okay, you don't need a mat. So just come to a comfortable seat wherever you are, crossing the ankles, and just finding that first breath in of connection with your sit bones touching the mat, that nice tall seat, lengthen the spine, and the navel tucking back in toward the spine as well. So just find your natural pace of breath, without changing it in any way, just approaching yourself the way that you are. There's no specific goal here. There's nothing that we're trying to attain, rather than just coming to that awareness with your breath. Just following that for 2 more rounds, checking in with where the breath lies, and noticing that if the breath is concentrated mainly up in the chest, up here, that you might have a little bit of stress that you're holding on to. Our breath really originates from the belly, from that deep place in the low abdomen, and as we connect to that place, it calms the nervous system. If we're breathing up in our chest, we're really locking down the breath. We're not filling up that life space with vitality, which that space is below the gut. So as you breathe deeply into that digestive fire, you'll notice more of a calming sensation coming in, and you can even bring your hands down to rest on the belly, maybe even the diaphragm, maybe one hand on the chest even, to notice how the breath rises all the way up to the chest and then falls back down. So that last part of breath will be in the heart space. But mainly, we want to have that first 2/3 of breath concentrated in the belly. So by first connecting with that, we call it Dirga breath, that 3-part breath. You'll find yourself beginning to calm. Make the breath as even as you possibly can, creating the same length on the inhalation and the exhalation. Just 2 more rounds being aware of this. Every exhalation you allow thoughts to leave the mind. Everything becoming clearer, the focus on opening the heart. Now go ahead and take both hands over the heart and gently press down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, and then exhale as you roll them back. Notice them fall away from the chest and free the heart. You can feel that warming sensation there as you breathe. And then go ahead and release the hands down into Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center. And bow the head and form an intention about opening your heart space today. What can you do to create more love here? Create more love for yourself so that you can spread it outward to all of those around you. And once you find that intention, take a deep breath in. Arms will sweep all the way to the sky. And then as you exhale, go ahead and twist on gently over to your right, bringing that right hand just behind you, gently pressing into the right fingertips to lengthen through the spine, and then allowing that left hand to come just behind the right knee. Inhale, lengthening. And as you exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper and take your gaze over the left shoulder. Maybe you play around with tucking that chin into the neck, maybe taking the gaze up just a bit, finding a little bit of stretch in the trapezius muscles. Then coming back through to center. Inhale, both arms will sweep up. And then exhale, taking it over to the left side. bringing those left fingertips just behind you and the right hand just behind the left knee. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel the breath expand the ribs, and as you exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper, but not forcing anything, and take your gaze over the right shoulder. Take one round of breath to just explore tucking the chin into the chest. Maybe taking the gaze up and just finding some stretch there. And then on your exhalation, go ahead and release, coming back through to center, hands come to the heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, release the hands back behind you. Palms will press in. Inhale, press through the chest. And maybe the neck stays slightly aligned with the spine, chin tucking in, but still creating that gentle squeeze between shoulder blades. Or if it's comfortable and your neck is feeling rather warm, you drop the neck back. But just be careful, be mindful. And find 3 rounds of breath here, finding that gentle squeeze in between shoulder blades, maybe even bending the elbows to find that place as well. Also active core, tucking into the spine. You want to protect the low back always and not create arch there, because it's already a gentle arch that's in our natural curvature of the spine. So if we extend that beyond what we are supposed to, start to feel some pain. So find 2 more rounds of breath. Exhale, release the breath. Last one, inhale. And as you exhale, come back through to center. Bring the palms down to the mat in front of you and find your table pose. As you arrive here in table, find that alignment. Shoulders over elbows over wrists, knees directly below the hips, and finding that flat table back. Pressing into the palms, gently creating that space. And begin to connect with your cat-cow tilts. Inhale to drop the belly, pull the heart through the shoulders. Tailbone comes up, gaze looks up last. Exhale, press into the palms and look back, taking the forehead toward the hips, rounding in the spine, find space in the shoulders. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, press into the palms. 2 more, inhale. Really feeling that heart pull through and using that as your guide today. And then last one. And then as you exhale, go ahead and release. Find your way back to table pose. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, reach both hands up to the front of the mat. Make sure hips are still directly over the knees. Align that. And then maybe you drop down to the forearms, peel the tailbone up. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower the chest maybe, or stay there if that's too much for you. Lower the chest all the way to the mat. Find 5 deep, long, slow rounds of breath here in puppy dog pose. With every breath, you feel the heart come down to the mat a little bit more, and if there's space there, that's okay too. Maybe you're also extra bendy here, and you want to take the elbows at a bent stance, and then allow the hands to come behind the head, just an option. And as you are ready, begin to slowly press yourself up, back towards table pose. And then come up onto the knees, bring the hands at heart center, and curl the toes under if you haven't already. Deep breath in, gently press the hips forward. And exhale, release the breath. Find that slight pelvic tilt, core activation as well. You should be standing strong here, feeling good. On your next inhalation, sweep both arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, release the right hand back to reach for the right heel. Inhale, press through the left arm, maybe arching back just a bit. And as you exhale, release the arms down at the side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, release this left arm down, reaching for the left heel and pressing through the hips. Inhale, open up through the right arm. Exhale, come back through to center, arms come down at the side. Inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, release both hands down this time and gently pressing through the hips. You might find that this is a little bit painful for the low back, and if that's the case, I would recommend that you just remain here and interlace the fingers and press through the shoulder blades, bringing the arms away from the glutes, still keeping that navel tucked to spine. So that's just if this pose is uncomfortable for the low back, or if you're feeling rather open, inhale, press through the hips and reach back for the soles of the feet, or the heels, I should say, and press through the chest, finding camel pose, maybe looking up, maybe dropping the neck if it's comfortable. Finding 3 rounds of breath. Wherever you are, maybe you're not there in camel, maybe you're just here, hands interlaced, arms extended. Just a couple more rounds of breath. And as you exhale next, go ahead and release the hands. If you're in camel pose, roll yourself over to one side to come out. Press the palms back into the mat, cross the ankles, and come back onto the sit bones. Extend the legs out in front of you. Keep the knees at a bent stance. Reach the palms back, fingertips can point out to the outer edges of the mat. And as you find your next inhalation, lift the hips off the mat, coming into reverse tabletop position. Now, your neck might want to just stay here, and that's okay, or you can drop back. Maybe this is also uncomfortable for the fingertips, so just readjust. Find out which direction, either pointing behind you, in front of you, out to the side, whatever is good. Just make sure shoulders and elbows and wrists are all still aligned with one another. So just do that little check-in, body awareness. Find a few more rounds of breath. I personally like the fingertips to the outer edge best. Just 2 more rounds. You should be feeling a little bit of heat. And then as you exhale next, just release on down. Release back down to the mat and extend the legs out. Go ahead and find the palms just behind you, and this time fingertips will be pointing to the front of the mat. Then release on down. Bug just hit me in the face. Go ahead and release on down to the elbows, just below and make sure that they're just below the shoulders. Point through the toes. Inhale, feel the chest be free, the navel tucked to the spine to protect the low back. Maybe you exhale and release the head back behind you. Maybe you just keep it level, keep it tucked into the chest. If that's uncomfortable for you. Just 3 more rounds of breath. And as you become ready, begin to lift the head, roll yourself over to one side to come back up. And come to your Dandasana staff pose, nice and tall seat, hands at heart center. Find 3 rounds of breath here. And then as you become ready, draw the heels in towards the glutes. Use the hands to create some momentum, and inhale, come to your low squat. Release the breath. Find your next deep breath in. And as you exhale, take the hips up, fold all the way forward. Bending the knees as much as you need, and then taking the hands and interlacing the fingers, and allowing the arms to fall overhead. Now this might be uncomfortable for your shoulders. If that is the case, just go ahead and reach for opposite elbows. Try to keep the shoulders away from the neck and the ears. And just use that belly to thigh connection to free the chest and the heart.
around down through that place. Maybe you inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head once more, and exhale, release into the pose. 3 more rounds of breath wherever you are. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release. Bring the hands back down. Come into your toe squat. Deep breath in, look forward. Exhale, find some space and sink the glutes back down to the earth. Come on into your comfortable seat. Let me just check and make sure that we've still got some time here. Okay, sweet. All right, so we'll just move through one more neck opening position here to free that area around the chest. So just to accomplish this, you're going to go ahead and take the right arm out behind the back. Reach it around for the left tricep. Reach the fingertips down and around there, and you can kind of see a little wiggle. And then you're going to take that left hand and interlace with the right fingertips. Draw the left elbow back toward the midline. Find a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop your right ear over to your left ear over to your left shoulder. Maybe you check in with gently hugging the fingertips a little bit closer to the side body. Maybe drawing the chin down to the chest. Maybe drawing the head back. And just find some opening and softness here wherever you are. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, soften a little bit more. Allow yourself to release. And then go ahead and come back through to center. Find the hands at the heart. Inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and take it on the other side, reaching the left arm behind the back. Give those fingertips a little wiggle. And then interlace the fingers. Draw that right elbow back toward the midline. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, release that right ear down to the right shoulder. And check in with any of those stretches if you liked before, drawing the chin down to the chest, drawing the head back. Whatever works for you, just go ahead and give it a shot, explore. Or just work with staying still and using the breath, that inhalation to expand, and that exhalation to soften and release. One more round of breath. And as you exhale, just go ahead and release everything. Draw the hands together at heart center. And thank yourself for arriving here today. Find 3 rounds of falling out breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose, deep breath. Exhale, release. Feel the heart is free. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Release the hands. Take a gentle bow. Thank yourself in deep reverence for being here today. I thank you for practicing with me as well. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this little heart-opening flow here. And maybe I'll get some more going and send them on off to people, see what they like and how it works. Have a wonderful day.